Anthony. My last name is Prince.
Your title, sir?
I'm General Counsel for the California Homeless Union.
So does this mean now, what's the next step?
Well, pardon me?
An appeal?
Well, actually, the next step is not necessarily one within the legal context, because the next step is the continued organization. The next step is on the other side of the building. No one here is discouraged. No one here is walking out shedding tears. And that's because for almost a solid week, we pushed back homeless pro se plaintiffs, assisted by attorney, but homeless pro se plaintiffs filed 4 consecutive motions and a summons and complaint against the city of Santa Cruz. We had a temporary restraining order that lasted for almost a week. I don't think that's ever happened in Santa Cruz. A group of homeless people were able to restrain the city for 1 solid week. We're disappointed in the court's decision. We move on. We're in the ring. We're not getting out of the ring. We think that, I'll tell you now, that I'm a little disappointed that I feel that the court will evaluate the record, but it seems to me that we put on solid evidence. We had many declarations, and unfortunately, we were unable to convince the court that there's going to be harm to people. I would say that the city of Santa Cruz needs to be very careful as they move forward to take the camp down. They promised, and they said repeatedly in court, that they have alternative shelter for every single person who's going to be displaced from the camp. We'll see if that actually happens. We're about a union movement. We're about a homeless union movement. We know what we know how to give a punch. We know how to take a punch and keep on fighting. So our response is to continue to organize. We are at the beginning of something here. This is happening all across the country, and everyone in the country is paying attention to what's happening in Santa Cruz, and is inspired by all these people back here who came out of a homeless encampment to challenge the city of Santa Cruz in federal district court. And so we're going to continue. As I indicated to the judge, I am inclined towards filing an appeal in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. I have not made that decision. I will not make that decision without consulting with all of my fellow colleagues here at pro se plaintiffs, but we will be undertaking those discussions, carefully reviewing the record in this case. But I will say, quite frankly, that I'm inclined towards that because I feel that the elements that need to be shown in order for a temporary restraining order to remain in effect, I believe we showed them. We showed them in spades, in my opinion. So reviewing courts are there. When lower courts make a mistake, there are courts of appeals, so we'll be looking at that. But I'll just finish with this. I think that we are about building something here. We have a real core. I've been informed that people throughout the Santa Cruz community have been coming up to plaintiffs and others saying, man, we love what you're doing, you're standing up. We have homeowners, we have property owners siding with us on this, and I'll say this, anyone can be in the position of becoming homeless. And I would advise the people, I see you nodding your head because you know it's true, that if you saw the government shutdown of a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, see how close people were. They were in the bread lines, they were in the soup lines. They went on YouTube to plead for people to help pay the rent. That's how close, and those were civil service federal employees, this close to becoming homeless. It could happen to anyone. The people of Santa Cruz has to ask themselves, do you want to be treated if that happens to you? If you have a family emergency such that all your money's gone and you end up unable to pay the rent and without a place to live, do you want the city of Santa Cruz to treat you in the way that they've treated homeless people here? That's what people need to think about. Our fight is not as far from over. We go back, we continue to organize and get ready for the next round. Yep. So I'll let, and I think it's important for you to listen to, especially those from the Ross Camp, Santos, and go ahead, come on, introduce yourself and say a few things about how you feel.
First of all, say your first and last name, please.
I'm Maggie Rochelle.
Spell the last name, Maggie.
Rochelle.
Okay, and you're a Ross Camp?
Yes. I came to Santa Cruz from Texas searching for my son, who I had not heard from for 3 years. Very unusual for him. I knew he was in trouble. I searched and searched and searched. I narrowed it down to Santa Cruz, and if he'd been scattered in the woods somewhere, I would never have found him. But he was at the Ross camp. I did find him. I've been here for 4 months now. My son is doing much better. I've gotten to know many, many people at the camp. They have been uniformly respectful, kind, generous, lovely people, most of whom have suffered some sort of personal, financial, terrible trauma. And my son is in trouble, but he's going to get better. And he's fortunate to have a mother that will travel across the country and be willing to stay at the camp and, you know, loves everybody there. And, you know, I mean, we're all in this together. I guess that's the motto.
My name's Santos Mendes. I was born and raised in Santa Cruz. The reason I'm homeless is because the choices that I made. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my life back together so that way I can go back to school and I'll be successful again. I didn't have a real job and I didn't have the choices that I made, like I said, bad choices. I'm trying to get my life back together.
So where are you going to go now that the camp's going to be closed?
Well, there's some of us that have, we're going to move to another spot, you know, that's what we got to do. We just got to be a little bit more resourceful. We got to, you know, help each other out a little bit more better.
Will it be a city?
We're going to try to do that,
Don't
yeah.
say where yet.
We haven't decided where we're going to be, but it's going to be a spot that's going to be safe for everybody. Nobody's going to be having anything to worry about. They're going to be able to walk around and be okay with themselves.
Are both of you on the plaintiffs?
They're plaintiff. Yep.
Yes. Both of you?
Hi, I'm Crystal Olson, O-L-S-S-O-N, and I just wanted to say that this is just the beginning. We are going to fight. Look at what happened with slavery, you know, and look at where we are now with that. So this is just the beginning, people.
I just want to reiterate what Crystal said. This is only the beginning. As long as the city of Santa Cruz continues to be dishonest and misrepresent the amount of shelter space they have, and as long as they continue to criminalize the homeless, and I don't just mean with camping tickets, I mean with trespass tickets, harassment, as long as those type of things continue to the homeless in Santa Cruz, we're going to keep fighting. We have put together quite a force now, and we're not going to stop until we get some dignity and respect. And all I can really say is we've only just begun.
Can you say your first and last name, please?
Alicia Kuhl, A-L-I-C-I-A-K-U-H-L.
Are you one of the plaintiffs or?
I am an organizational plaintiff, and I am the Ross Camp liaison, and I'm going to be the next camp liaison.
Okay, I think two basic things is it's clear that there will be that the Ross Camp people will be living outside in the next couple of days, no matter what the situation is, because the city definitely did not offer any possible place for people to really stay for any given amount of time, like 5 days, 3 days. And then at the most, a handful of people will get to stay at 1220 for 2 months. And so in the end, you're going to see people living all over the streets again. At the same token, the Union of the Homeless and groups like Food Not Bombs will work in solidarity to set up new camps. So of course I think we've come to the agreement that the next camp will be called Heroes Camp, and that it'll be in the city limits. It'll be self-managed, and it'll be organized with forethought, contrary to how Ross Camp developed, and that we will see that we are the people that are going to be providing safe accommodations and sleeping place for people to sleep, and that's actually going to be a community effort as opposed to a city effort. And that we're sadly going to see the failure of the city's plan. It'd be wonderful if they really housed everybody. I think everybody would love that.
That'd be great.
But that's not even possible according to what Susie O'Hara said. She offered actually no information about resolving this crisis. It was just some promises. We've seen those are the same promises that we've had over the years that have resulted in the current situation of there being hundreds of people needing a place to live.
One thing I want to clarify is that this was an effort on our part to get the judge to freeze everything in place to maintain the status quo while we proceeded with our federal civil rights lawsuit. He elected to dissolve the TRO that was in effect for almost a week. However, the underlying federal civil rights lawsuit goes forward. We have made a jury demand in this case, and ultimately it will be a jury that will decide whether the city of Santa Cruz has violated the constitutional rights of poor and homeless people, and we believe that they have, and unfortunately we believe that they will continue to violate those rights. So sometimes people don't understand that this decision here does not end it. This is only a temporary setback for us, and we intend to go forward and aggressively pursue this case all the way. So with that, I want to thank everyone in the media for coming out and covering. We hope that you guys will continue to tell the true story, not just one side, but both sides. And you guys were present in court and heard some of the testimony. You heard all the testimony, didn't you? And so that testimony, I think, was compelling, and hopefully we'll have some good stories. We're available to provide more information, and thanks so much.